Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The Isupk, under commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All black Hispanics and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The Isupk, under commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All black Hispanics and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
Call my can't bleed and request me. Just call my can't bleed and request me. Just call my can't bleed and request me. Call my can't bleed and request me. Just call my.
From a spark to a flame, it burns bright, like the feeling.
Shalom, So, news just in. Costly Array will be the official corsage vendor for the Lord's 57th annual Passover this year and hopefully to continue in the future. So I thought I would show you mine. I've got mine on the gold setting with the red rose. Obviously the red rose is for married sisters, and this is to let everybody in the room know that you are very much off limits. They also come in the white rose like this, and then there's a few other variations of the red rose. And yeah, I also got mine a little bit customized. I added a K for my husband's initial, but I absolutely love this piece. Like, I wear this piece when it's not the Passover, like. So yeah, I love this down. Obviously, if you want custom orders, if you want to add initials or anything extra like that, you will need to get your order in early. I'm talking like today early. But yeah, see you guys at the Lord's 57th annual Passover. Shalom.
I'm a spark to a flame, it burns bright. Like the feeling when you finally got my name right. Like a star in the dark, you provide light. Yeah, this could turn into something if we align right. I see you trying to change your life cause you want better. What I'm convinced in 6 months better is together. A story written for the ages, so in this short time, let's be open books. Explore pages like, are you down through all the changes? Jah finds out I'm an Israelite. I lose weight.
The ISUPK presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. You do not want to miss this one, Israel. Shalom.
And all the warriors be like,
We can have camp today. We are. Who won't give a damn about the Alamo? Right. Who gives a damn about the white man's losses? And that's why the world will rejoice when we are in the door.
And the scepter of the rulers.
The truth of the matter is that you, the white man, have painted yourself as Jesus Christ.
Right.
No more of the evil and the crimes that we learned from your people. And guess what? The more and more we change and become righteous, which we're doing today, teaching the love that we're teaching the righteousness that we're teaching, the more that you're going to fall be back in a position of a servant.
Right.
Because I never seen love for black people. I never seen love for Native Indians.
Right.
I never seen kindness for these people.
Right.
I never seen all of the good things you just said. I never seen them for black, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
So all of that heartwarming stuff that you're talking about does not apply in the videos and the reservation.
Right.
All of the stuff that you're talking about does not apply to the ghettos of America.
I understand you guys have been hanging out here for I don't know how long, and things have changed. The Alamos kind of taken over the territory.
Because the last thing we want to do is have an officer get called out here who's not informed and act on something and get himself in trouble. Absolutely. Right? We're gonna make sure we speak to the whole shift about it, and everybody knows the legality of what's going on in Alamo Plaza, because obviously it's a little bit disorganized from what they want as to what is on paper.
Once again, just undefeated when the Lord on your side. You know what I mean? The man in General Your Honor raised up real revolutionaries. Damn right. That know what to fight for and how to fight.
they converted in the 8th century, right, around 722 AD.
So what happened when...
To be a part of the nation of Israel.
So who is the other fold? Jesus says, and another fold have...
What's up? You got a question?
Yes. What is the name of y'all's movement?
The Isupk.
What is that?
With the Israel. And people and ethnically bloodline.
Okay.
Like you can't, like if I asked you your nationality, what would you tell me? One of the 12 tribes of Israel in order to be a part of the nation of Israel.
So you're literally descendant.
Literally descendants. Okay. And what they are is Jewish, or they're Israelis. Israeli, that means to be an inhabitant of the land.
Okay.
Jewish means of or pertaining
Israelites, and I was wondering if that would apply to the general movement.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, black Israelite,
Yeah.
black Israelite. George Washington is white. The real Jews are black.
Right.
That's the facts.
Okay. Listen to y'all's message and thought you had the general idea, but that's not correct.
I would say exactly what I told you. Like the exact thing that I told you is that because the world is brainwashed by Christianity. Right. Because Israel right now is a white superpower who stole the identity. The popular consensus is that they are the real Jews. But really, they're culture thieves.
Right.
They created a fake religion. They converted in the Jews.
Okay.
Converted to a fake religion called Judaism.
Right. Okay.
That's not who they are not.
Latinos and black people, they're the actual descendants of Abraham.
Correct.
Correct. Would you say that's true in a spiritual sense or in a literal sense?
No, in like spiritually, we're God's chosen people, and one of the 12 tribes of Israel in order to be a part of the nation of Israel.
So you're literally a descendant.
Literally. What's up? You got a question? PK.
And what happened in 1948?
The Balfour Declaration was settled.
And who returned?
And who returned? Imposter. Scripture says.
That's a fulfillment of Ezekiel.
That's not a fulfillment of Ezekiel. That's a, hold on.
Return.
That's a fulfillment of Zechariah when it says a bastard shall dwell.
Yeah, so they
Those
did.
are not the Jews.
They were.
Those are not the real Jews. Those are imposters.
Ezekiel
That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen until Christ returns. Has Christ returned? Has Christ returned?
Yes.
No, he had. When?
He came the first time.
When did he return?
He's coming the first time.
When did he return? The second coming has not returned.
He's coming in the clouds of glory.
And when he returns, that's when Israel shall be restored.
What about Corinthians 15 when he says he's coming back?
That's what we're waiting on.
No.
That's when the nation is restored.
You're confusing.
No.
15. Yes,
you're confused. Because you've been bamboozled to believe that. I know thy what?
Works.
Thy what?
Works.
God knows our works. Go ahead. our people. That's who it's going to be for. It's going to be for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's right. It ain't going to be for nobody else.
Nigga, light on now. Some light
What
on
I say?
now.
Okay. What I say? Okay. What I he ready to leave us. He ready to leave us. I put his garment on. Put his garment on. I put his garment. Go ahead. Go ahead. Put his garment.
Hey, what you got in that bag?
Come on.
You already know what I got on that bag, man.
Say less.
There you go. There you go. Oh.
Hey, yo, the Passover is right around the corner.
Hey, don't forget Officer Kabar's sauce. His hot sauce, you could put it on the lamb.
Nigga, light on now. Some light
What
on
I say?
now.
Okay. What I say? Okay. What I he ready to leave us. He ready to leave us. I put his garment on. Put his garment on. I put his garment. Go ahead. Go ahead. Put his garment.
Hey, what you got in that bag?
Come on.
You already know what I got on that bag, man.
Say less.
There you go. There you go. Oh.
Are you good? Hey, yo, the Passover is right around the corner.
Hey, don't forget Officer Kabar's sauce. His hot sauce, you could put it on the lamb.
Experience for what your ancestors.
This country would be a communist country if it wasn't for Ronald Reagan selling drugs to black people.
Right.
That's a fact.
That's right.
Now you want to go and love this country. I'm not going to love that. America is a cheap.
That's right.
Why was the military guarding poppy fields in Afghanistan? You believe in Donald Trump? Why do you believe in Donald Trump? You think what Donald Trump doing right now to the Hispanics, you think that's right and just? Are you a Christian man? Are you a Christian man?
Good job. Keep doing what you
Are you a Christian man?
everything you're saying.
See, this is the issue. We serve Jesus Christ better than you two.
Right.
We do it. And we do the thing that got Jesus Christ killed.
That's right.
Coming and speaking against Rome, now we're speaking against America. Because only in America can a convicted felon have the highest seat in the world and people like him love him. You know who trained the Taliban? You know who trained ISIS? America trained them.
Right.
And because of that, ISIS and the Taliban became quote-unquote terrorists. Think about all the things America did to black and Latinos.
Right.
Are we terrorists now? Everybody America shits on become terrorists. America stripped us of our soul. They did it. So now we're black and Latinos in America, and yet we see America abuse us. But then we want to say, well, you know, Donald Trump, he's sent from God. Donald Trump sent a pedophile to save my life. I'll be damned. Have you no morals? Have you no care for white children?
Right.
Donald Trump is molesting white children, and y'all still voted for him. You don't deserve kids.
Woe unto them that call evil good.
The Bible says destruction to them who call evil good. Is that not America? I have to see it right now on the Alamo. Look at Sam Houston, who is a damn slave master.
That's right.
Are you telling me? Oh, I understand it now. I understand it.
Right.
If I want to be worshipped in America, I have to be an evil man.
Right.
I have to be a slave master.
And king shall be thy nursing father.
King shall be thy nursing fathers. Right now, the white man, the oppressor, he's the king on the earth. He's the ruler on the earth. But when Christ comes back, you are going to be our nursing fathers, meaning that you are going to support us and give us the things that we need by your labor. Read.
And their queens thy nursing mother.
So your women will do the same thing. If you want to apologize for what your people have done, Jonathan, you need to bow down to the earth. All right.
They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth.
With your face towards the earth. Read.
And lick up the dust of thy feet.
Now, Jonathan, go ahead. Give the Lord a hand. Boom your shoulder.
Boom your shoulder.
Boom your shoulder.
Boom your shoulder.
Go ahead. That's a real soldier. That's a real soldier. This is a real white man that's not racist. That can humble himself amongst his people in his heaven to the children of the slaves, man. And when Dr. says, I'm not racist, he proved it with his actions. What white person here can say that? He's separating himself from his people.
This country.
Ahora estamos.
No, yes, I'm serious.
All right, go ahead. I'm listening.
Dude, I love us.
This country will be.
Ahora estamos en una medio crisis con eso de Venezuela y que nosotros pensamos que en estas tierras, a los estados, que nos estamos salvando de la crueldad y de la pobreza que vivimos en nuestras tierras. Al contrario, estamos escapándonos de un infierno a otro. Y aquí se lo vamos a comprobar.
Lamentaciones, capítulo 4, versículo 17. Aún ha desfallecido nuestros ojos.
Nuestros ojos han desaparecido. Tenemos la frente baja, tenemos la cara baja, porque estamos en un estado deprimido, en un estado de opresión. Aunque estemos en nuestras tierras o estemos aquí, hasta en el camino, en el viaje para venir aquí, nuestra mirada está caída.
Esperando en vano nuestro socorro.
Esperando en vano nuestro socorro. Nosotros pensamos que en venir aquí a estas tierras vamos a estar salvados de la pobreza y depresión y opresión que vivimos en nuestras tierras. Si al contrario, ya ven cómo nos tratan antes de entrar aquí. Ahorita tenemos muchos residentes y civiles de Venezuela que quieren escapar lo que viene, pero no pueden salir. No todos son narcotraficantes, no todos son gente malvada, aunque sí hay, pero ellos quieren escaparse para salir de una tierra bien malvada, que es el resultado de las acciones que los estados y los presidentes antes de Trump y antes de él han tomado, porque ellos fueron los que pusieron encargos en esos países. Ellos son las razones que ellos viven en las condiciones en que viven. Ellos tienen la reservación más semejante de petróleo del mundo, pero porque no lo comparten con el diablo, porque no lo comparten con América, es porque lo quieren invadir. Y ahora buscaron un pretexto para invadir a esas tierras, igual que buscaron el pretexto para intentar de invadir a México con narcotráfico. Ahora lo quieren hacer con Venezuela, pero sin saber que nuestra gente, hispanos, negros y indios, Nosotros no podemos ser vencidos. Esa batalla ha durado desde que el gringo, hasta antes de que el gringo llegó aquí. Nosotros estamos peleando allá en Egipto, en Israel. Ellos no nos pueden vencer, no pueden con nosotros. Peor si estamos unidos.
En nuestra esperanza aguardamos a una nación que no puede salvar.
En nuestra esperanza, nosotros tenemos esperanza que ellos nos van a salvar y no van a poder salvarlos. Ellos no son nuestros salvadores.
Shalom Israel. Nosotros somos la Escuela Israelita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Comenzamos de un oeste, calle 125 en Harlem, Nueva York, abajo de Comandante General Yahana. Shalom Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahana. And since 1969, we've been speaking the truth of the Bible to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, informing you that you are the true Israelites spoken about in the Holy Bible. Salakia, we had some technical difficulties in the beginning of the class, so we're starting off a little late, but we're here. Just rock it out. As you know, Israel and United States are currently at war with Iran, right? What we're seeing now is the fulfillment of Joel chapter 3, and it's the beginning of the end of this wicked nation. Just right now, I was seeing comments online on TikTok and Facebook saying that people complaining about the gas prices, how they're already going up, right? That's because that major port in the Persian Gulf and all that, right? It's being under attack. Oil tankers are being bombed down, shot down. Well, that's the reason why oil is going to keep going up. It's going to keep going up. This is just the beginning. It's going to cause a major financial crisis here in America because they're fighting over basically world supremacy. That's what they're doing. Israel's trying to gain all the land of the Middle East, right? I forgot that plan that they said, I think is the Greater Israel Plan or whatever it's called. They want to expand the territory of Israel. They want to take over from Iran down into Egypt, right? Because they want to bring back the biblical land of Israel. That's why that little sliver of land that they have, that was just a portion of what the Lord promised the Israelites. But you can tell that they are not the true Israelites because what's going on in the land right now. They're being bombed right now as we speak, right? Their missile protection system is failing. Iran, they sent bombs that are passing through their defenses because they're traveling at an immense speed. They're hypersonic missiles, right? And their defenses are failing to protect them from that. It's crazy how people think that they're the real Israelites of the Bible, and they censor themselves for talking against how corrupt their systems are and how their influence on the whole world is basically wicked and twisted, right? That it's making the whole world foul. Well, they say that when you speak against them, it's anti-Semitism. But they're not even the true Jews. That's why the land is rejecting them. That's why the cancer rates in Israel is skyrocketing, because they're not of the land. That's not their true culture. They're just a vagabond and an imposter. The small hats are culture thieves. The true culture of the Bible belongs to you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. And what we're seeing now unfolding in our very face is biblical prophecy. The third woe is basically here. Basically here. It's time for you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, to get right, because things are going to be, how can I say, amped up quickly. Pretty soon, things are going to start getting so ridiculously high that people are just going to start, basically committing armed robbery just to provide for their family, right? And some people are going to, try to protect their own four walls, right? Like, police aren't going to be answering the phone because they're going to be too busy worrying about their family. They got to go protect their family. The strong men are out there protecting their own, right? So that leaves our women vulnerable. That leaves the sisters vulnerable, because a lot of our sisters and a lot of our households are single family households, right? But that's going to leave them vulnerable. You can't just look after your own. We as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we have to come together. We can't just rely on, the authorities to take charge of our security. Because why would you let a wolf guard the sheep when that's what the shepherd is for, is to protect the sheep from the wolf? We all know that the police are hunting us down. ICE is hunting us down in the streets. Why would we rely on them for protection? So us as men, as leaders of our nation, we have to stop thinking selfishly. They're just worried about, most people out in the world, right? They're just worried about what's popping off for spring break. Not even worried about the news, right? When World War III has basically started. You know what I mean? Just because they haven't announced it, but it started to pop off right when you were sleeping. I woke up to notifications on my phone saying that America has bombed Iran. I mean, they're in the middle of the thick of it while we're distracted. We're distracted. We're distracted by spring break. We're distracted by the Epstein files. No doubt that these wicked politicians are, cannibals and sexual deviants. No, that's no doubt. That's what's going on, right? But that's also being a distraction towards the public about what they're doing over there, about the fight that's going on the other side of the world. They don't want you to know what they're truly after, and what's the agenda, right? Some say that they're trying to distract you with the war from the Epstein files. I just say the sins of this nation are being revealed. That's all it is. And the the man of sin, the man of perdition is being known. The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Wherever he goes, death and destruction follow. Wherever he goes. And that's plain to see now. I mean, if you're not living under a rock, that's plain to see. It's time for us to stop being so worried about getting a piece of the pie, right? Getting a piece of the American dream. Because that pie that you want is full of maggots. And it's got a crust of baked blood underneath it. And you so desperately want a piece of it. When the blood that was baked underneath it was sacrificed by our ancestors. They stole this land from us. You know, through the transatlantic slave trade, through the Trail of Tears, and all the oppression that has been put upon us by our oppressor throughout the centuries, right? That's what this country is based on. That's what this country is built upon, blood. But we want a piece of that American pie. Yeah. We want a piece of that American pie because we think that no sweat. We think that, you know, that's the only way to find true happiness is to assimilate into this wicked nation. That's the only goal for some of us here, right? Is to find a 30 an hour paying job, 45 an hour paying job, and finally being able to afford that mortgage and that car note. When all that is vanity, it's for naught, because that house is not going to stand up to a thermonuclear bomb. Neither is that car. That car's going to be wiped out by, you know, the EMPs or what have you. That's not going to save you. The only thing that can save you from the upcoming destruction is the Lord. That's the only thing that can save you. This government, this wicked nation is not going to, I don't know. You're going to have to find something. Black rag, something.
I got you, brother.
That's what. That's the only thing that's going to save you from the destruction coming to this place. From God's wrath, God's judgment. Because the sins of this wicked nation, the sins of the devil, the white man, has reached up to heaven. And the Lord's wrath is surely going to be felt on this earth. It's time for us to strap up them boots and get right. And now I don't mean strap up the boots to go fight. No. I mean, we got to prepare for what's coming. And we got to look out for our people, because who's going to look out for us? They're not looking out for us. They're hunting us down in the streets. They hate us. It's time to wake up. Tonight's the ending of the Feast of Purim, right? And Purim was a memorial for what, you know, our sister Esther did for her people. She wasn't looking after her future. And she was an example for all of our sisters to be, right? And she was an example really for the whole nation of Israel. She wasn't really concerned about her future, right? She was concerned about the future of her people. And that's the way we got to be. We can't just be concerned about what's in our four own walls. Yeah, you two are, yeah. Hey, can you pull up First Peter chapter 5, verse 2 and 4. Yeah, no sweat. Go ahead. Hey, Salakia, hand me a bottle of water, Baba Shah. You know, she was concerned about her people as a whole, and not just her uncle Mordecai, right? That raised her. She wasn't just, concerned about a Mordecai. She wasn't just concerned about herself, about her four walls, right? No, she was concerned about her people as a whole. With the water. She was concerned about her raza, right? As a whole, not just her family. So she became the queen of Persia, right? She became the queen of Persia. She could have just easily, spared her own life and the life of Mordecai, right? She could have easily just done that, and then they would have lived, because there was a decree. Like, if you don't know the story of Purim, there was a decree set out by an evil man named Haman that he convinced the king to write out a decree to eradicate all the Jews out of the land, right? We're going to get into it a little bit. And they could have just easily.
Salak, what do you want me to pull up, brother?
Okay, it's First Peter chapter 5, verse 2.
First Peter chapter 5.
Yeah. But we'll get into it in a minute. I'm gonna finish my point. They could have easily just, eradicated all the Jews and spared Esther because she was the queen, and Mordecai because he was a relative of her, right? Of her household. He raised her, and she could have just gained favor from the king just for her household. But no, she looked after her people as a whole. Let's get into the scripture. Go ahead. First Peter chapter 5, verse 2 and 4. But hold on, let me get it with you. Go ahead.
The book of First Peter chapter 5, verse 2.
Go ahead.
Feed the flock of God which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but
right. Feed the flock of God which is among you. The flock of God is Israel as a whole. It's just not one sheep, right? But a flock. Is there one sheep in a flock? No. It's a herd of sheep. Anyway. Salakia. Yeah, I got that too. Let me pull that up with you. Yeah, it's crazy. First Peter chapter 5, verse 2. Can you start from the top?
Feed the flock of God which is among you, taking the oversight thereof.
Taking the oversight thereof, right? The oversight is you're watching over them. You're not just watching one, you're watching over all the flock, right? It's just not one sheep. Not one sheep is the flock. The flock is a herd of sheep, right? So you're watching over the whole congregation of sheep. Go ahead.
Not by constraint.
Not by constraint. You're not watching over them and you're just trying to constrain their progression, right? You're watching over their well-being. Go ahead.
But willingly.
right? You're willingly watching over them, not by constraint. You're not forced to. You're not forced to watch over them. So you're being like a tyrant over your people, right? No, but you're watching over them for their safety, for their future. Go ahead.
Not for filthy lucre.
Not for filthy lucre. You're not watching over them because you're being forced to. So now you're being a tyrant. So now you're feeding off their vulnerability, right? You're looking a way to get rich. Hold your point. You're looking a way to fill your pockets. It's like, okay, now I got some status over my people. So now I'm gonna use this opportunity to make a name for myself so I can get a piece of the American pie. That's why so much of our so-called politicians and leaders and pastors and people that we look up to for spiritual leadership and financial stability, right? Because they write laws in the government, right? And some of them senators and stuff are raza, are people, right? But they're not looking after us as being like a priority of basically a watchman to further the progression of our people. They don't see it that way. They see it as, oh, I made a status, a symbol in this wicked nation, so now I can live amongst the heathen and do as they do because I made it. That's how they feel, right? Well, Esther wasn't like this. Esther was humble, and she was looking after her people as a whole for their safety, for their future. Go ahead.
But of a ready mind.
But of a ready mind. A ready mind. We have to be ready for what's coming. We do. And what's coming is the destruction of this wicked nation. And things are going to get hairy. You think gas is going to be a problem. Wait until you go into the store and you can't find bread. You can't find noodles. A lot of us, we at the end of the month, man, we're surviving off of ramen noodles, right? You're going to go into the store and you're not going to find bread or noodles, right? A gallon of milk is going to be $20. $20, man, you're barely going to be making any hours at your job, right? $20 is going to take a huge chunk of your check. Not to mention, they're trying to get rid of this fiat currency. That's going to put a shock to the system. Why do you think they're bombing, the pathway to get oil? They're fighting over the domination of the petrodollar. They're fighting over the domination of the world. That's what's happening now, right in front of your face. But you're worried about spring break when the leaders of this world are trying to be basically gods over us. That's what they're fighting for. They're fighting for world domination. Drop that. Let's get into the Esther, right? So pull up Esther chapter 3 and start at verse 5. But I gotta say this first, right? Esther chapter 3 and start at verse 5. Right. Right. See, Esther, she did make it to, a high status amongst the Persians, because we were under Persian occupation during this time. We were under Persian occupation, and the Persians had us in captivity and in servitude to them, right? But Esther had made it into this position to where she was highly favored. She was queen. The king of Persia married her, took her for a wife. And she didn't just look after herself and her four walls around her. No. She overlooked the whole flock of Israel and minded for their future, their safety. She just didn't have her safety in mind. Didn't have just her and Mordecai in mind. She was looking out for the future and safety of her people as a whole. Let's get into Esther chapter 3, start at verse 5.
Esther, the book of Esther, chapter 3,
Salakia.
verse 3.
Yeah. No, Esther. Salakia, I think I wrote it down wrong. Esther chapter 3 and verse 5.
Verse 5. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath.
Right. See, Salakia, I think we did skip a verse that I didn't write down. Well, anyway, no, go ahead. But go ahead where you're at. But see, for a backstory, get some context in this. This is after Esther was chosen for a queen, right? After the king Ashereth chose her to be his queen because his ex-wife or what have you, right? She had defiled his orders and made him a laughingstock, basically. So he decided to, put her away and take another wife. Well, he took Esther, our sister Esther, as a wife because she was humble, and she, not to mention she was very beautiful. So he took her as a wife, and this is after Esther was chosen as a wife, and the king, put Haman as basically his like right hand man, right? And then Esther's uncle Mordecai, he didn't bow down to Haman, and Haman hated him for that. But go ahead, start at verse 5 again.
Verse 5. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath.
Yeah, he was full of wrath. He was heated. He was heated because he didn't bow down for him. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone. And they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai.
Right. So he was thinking about putting hands on Mordecai, right? Alone, just him. But then they showed him the people of Mordecai, which is Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. Those are Mordecai's people. The Jews, which are today known as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. They showed him like, yeah, this are his people. Like he was so wroth with Mordecai. He's like, all right, I'm not just going to put hands on him. He said, what? Read that again. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy who?
Sought to destroy all the Jews.
All the Jews. He sought to destroy all the Jews, not just Mordecai, but all the Jews, right? And that's how they view us today. They're not just going after, the so-called illegals. No, they're going after anybody with brown skin, right? Well, no, not really, because they're not. Yeah, they're not going after Arabs. Arabs got brown skin, so I can't say that. Salakia, I can't say that. They're only going after blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians as a whole. Not just the so-called illegal immigrants, because some. And they don't go after them. That's what I'm saying. Hold your peace. Hold your peace. They're not going after, other illegal immigrants like the Asians. A lot of Asians are, the main population of people that are illegals, so-called illegal in this nation, right? They're not going after them. They're only going after us. And then not only the so-called illegals, but they're going after U.S. citizens also. There's many cases that they've arrested U.S. citizens and have them for sometimes weeks in those concentration camps that they set up. You know what I mean? So they're not just going after so-called illegals. But if you look Hispanic, Black, or Native American Indian, they're going after you. They're going after you as a whole. Go ahead. No, Salakia, skip down to verse 9.
Verse 9. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business.
See, this is Haman pleading to King Ahasuerus that he wants to go after all the Jews, to destroy them all. He's even putting money on their heads. Right? That's just like today, right? But that's just like today, where they're offering rewards for the illegals to turn them in. It's just like today. Just like today. This Bible is a living Bible. It is amazing to me that when we read the Bible, we don't see ourselves in it. We don't see ourselves in it, but this is our lives right now. This is it. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, brother, how much was a talent in those days worth? Because that's 10,000 talents that they're offering for someone to do the deed. So that was, for them as a whole, it was like literally starting a war. 10,000 talents back in the day was probably a pretty penny,
I don't know. I can look it up. Hold on. Let me look that up real quick.
I mean, I'm just to kind of get a
feel of
how much they were asking for, right. And then we got to put it back in those days, of silver, 10,000 talents of silver. I mean, it's just a question, brother.
Right. Hold on. My phone is tripping. My phone does that sometimes. A talent. Hey, Google, what is a talent in nowadays? Not a talent. A talent of silver, right? Hey, Google, what is a talent of silver nowadays? It's not answering me. Anyway, we have to look that up later. It's not answering, but it's pretty much a lot of money. You know what I mean? It's like putting up 10 racks on somebody, 20 racks on somebody's head. You know what I mean?
100
100 racks?
100,000.
Nah, Salakia, read that again. Verse 9.
Verse 9.
10,000.
Oh, 10,000. Salakia, 10,000. 10 racks.
That's 10,000. That's 10 racks on somebody's head. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Esther chapter 4, verse 8. Right. So he put a decree out, right, to unalive the Jews that were in the land. He put a decree out, just like nowadays, where it's like go ahead.
Salakia, I found the 10,000 talents of silver is estimated to be worth between 200 million and over 13 billion in today's money.
Yo, that's crazy. That's enough to fund a whole war, like you said.
That's what I'm saying. They're funding the whole war because I think what they were saying is 10,000 talents for them to do the deed against the whole people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah.
They say this massive variance depends on whether it's calculated by the
That's crazy.
Approximately.
But yes, it's like hold your peace. They putting up a decree for the unalignment of the whole race of Jews that were in the land, right? That's basically what's happening now. They're doing an ethnic cleansing of the land, right? That's basically what's happening now here in the United States. They say that so-called Latinos are going to be the majority of the people here in the United States by year 2030 or something like that. It's basically here in Texas, we're basically the majority already. Well, we always were, but they're scared of losing their position. So they're doing an ethnic cleansing. That's basically what they're doing. We're seeing that today, live and living color. That's what the decree of ICE being put out in the streets of America. That they're putting out all these what's that word I'm looking for? Promotional recruiting tactics that, if you join ICE and immigration, that you're going to get like a $5,000 bonus, and you know what I mean? They're in, they're putting all these incentives, just like how Mordecai put all this, not Mordecai, Salakia, Haman put all these incentives out there. It's the same thing. We're seeing the same thing. Go ahead. Esther 4, verse 8.
The book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 8. Also, he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to shew it unto Esther.
Right. So our brother Mordecai, he found out about the decree, right? And he got a copy of the decree. He received a copy of it, and he was looking out for his people. He wasn't looking out for himself, right? Because did it say that he just ran off? Did it say that he just ran off? No, read it from the top again.
Also, he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to show it unto Esther.
To show it unto Esther. No, he didn't just run off and save himself. No. He ran to somebody that was in higher power, right? He went to like somebody of status of his people, right? Somebody that could, raise an alarm. See, nowadays that, we're looking for somebody to speak up for us, right? To be a voice for us. but we're too busy worrying about our own selves to even realize that we can step up and take charge and look after our people as a whole. It's going to take more of us to do it. Right. Because like as you're saying, we need the help of our women, right? Most of our women aspire to be like Cardi B and like what's that sister's name? Carol G and Becky G and they want to be the next Shakira and Selena, yeah. They just want to be some type of status in this wicked kingdom that promotes whoredom. It promotes whoredom, and that's what it produces. They don't want to be like our sister Esther. No, she was humble. She was humble, and she cared about her people as a whole. We need our sisters to be like this, to be looking out after not just herself and her four walls, but her whole people. You know what I mean? All her people. Go ahead.
And declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king to make supplication unto him.
Right. See, he didn't run off and just like, oh, look at this decree. They're about to kill the Jews. Oh, let me get out of here. You know what I mean? Let me flee so I could be saved. Nah, he wasn't just looking after his own skin. No, he came up with a plot to save his people, not just to save himself. No, he put his people first. He put his people above him, right? Because he put himself in danger just by staying there, right? Just by staying there and actually seeking out a plot to save his people. He put himself in danger. He did, because he could have just seen that decree and he could have just ran. He could have ran. He just escaped into another land where they weren't hunting down the Jews. He could have just saved his own skin. Yeah.
Imagine going through all the kingdom to where this decree was written.
Right. You're speaking to the mic.
Oh, Salaki, brother. Well, what I was saying is he must have had some big ones, like a big heart.
He had the testicular fortitude.
Yeah, he must have had some heart, because he went back into the city,
right,
to the main place
where the decree was
written,
right,
to go see the queen, if
yeah.
right,
to see his basically his daughter, because he raised her,
to see his daughter.
Yeah,
man, that's
Esther, right, to go. Yeah, he had heart. Yeah, round of applause for Mordecai. Yeah,
warrant for your arrest, a death warrant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not that many gangsters that I know, including all these people, all these
right.
cartel members, are down to go do that.
Right. No.
You know what I'm saying?
He had heart. He had heart. And that heart was for his people. It wasn't just for him, because right.
That means that they're gonna go.
Yeah. They want your head. Yeah.
In Mexico, we say, "Hey, arrímate." The cartel, they, "Hey, arrímate para acá." Te quieren levantar.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. Where we at?
To declare it unto her and to charge her that she should go in unto the king to make supplication unto him and to make request before him for her people.
For her who?
For her people.
Not just for herself and Mordecai.
For her people.
For her people. Not just for them. They could have easily told the king, you know, oh man, this decree is to kill the Jews. Well, we're Jews. You know, I'm the queen. Can you just save me and Mordecai? You know, my stepfather, Mordecai? No. For their people. Read that again.
To make supplication unto him and to make request before him for her people.
For her people. For her people as a whole. Not just her. But for her raza, her people. Right. You got to put your people before yourself. Right? Put your people first. And that's how the future of our people is going to come about. Is if we put one another before our own selves. It's going to come to the point where we may not eat so our children could eat. Because, you know, you think the price of gas is getting high now. Wait until all the oil field over there in Saudi Arabia is on fire and oil is not being shipped through any port in the world. And gas is going to be getting scarce. You're going to see armed men at the gas stations trying to how can they bogart the gas tanks so only his people can get gas. Yeah. Every man is going to go to his own people, their own four walls. We as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we have to put our people first. Because the rest of the world hates us. They're not going to be looking out after us. We can't depend on the police. We can't depend on this government to keep us safe. 911 is not going to be your answer pretty soon. That's why it's imperative that you have to come into the ISUPK, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. If you care about your people, like so much, like I see the rise of the Black Panthers online, right? That they're trying to recruit more brothers into their ranks, right? And I see the rise of these I forgot what they call them, but the brown berets, but what do they call it? Yeah, Chicano power, but it la causa. Yeah, that all their billboards, that not billboards, but like their promotional memes that they have out there. It's called La Causa, like the cause. Their slogan, right? Their slogan, La Causa, the cause, right? They're trying to promote into the ranks, right? They're not really going to help you because they lack basically the structure that our people need to abide by, which is the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord. Because without that, our people will not survive. Without the Lord, our people will not survive. How are you going to go up against, ICE with just the brown berets and the Black Panthers as your protection? We can't go up against, the power of that. It's going to take a greater power to help us, which is the Lord. And the Lord is with the ISUPK because the Lord is with the home of the truth. We've been telling you since 1969 that what's happening now in the Middle East was going to happen. We've been saying about this for decades now. and it's happening. We've been telling you about how wicked the white man is, and now it's being unfolded right in front of your very face. You can't say no more that all just because they're white, they're not evil. You know what I mean? Y'all are just being racist when their deeds is being, uncovered right in front of your face. The Epstein Island files are proof, right? It's basically proof of what they're doing behind these closed doors. But you want to say that we're just being racist? It's not about the color of their skin. It's about their character. And their character is basically wicked. Yeah, go ahead. Their character is wicked, and it's plain to see it now. It's plain to see it now, and it's time to actually wake up and come into the body of Christ, which is the ISUPK. You can't find another way to Christ. It's plain to see that these Christian churches are not the way. It's plain to see it because what are they saying that the answer is? Well, just to sow a seed and it's going to come back to you tenfold. They're still promoting the advancement of your financial status in this wicked kingdom. That's all they promote. They're not telling you about how to look after your people as a whole, to prepare for the destruction coming. They're not telling you that. They're not telling you that. So the path to Christ is not through there. No. The only way for our people to survive if we come together under Christ. And that's the only way here. I mean, the only way to that is here in the ISUPK. It's like the only way for our people to survive is to come together under God. That's the only power that's going to save us. And the Lord is going to send his son once again to come save his people, to deliver us out of this hell. You're not going to find that in the Christian church. Christian church is going to go up in flames, just like how that effeminate pastor that's having relations with the choir director in these churches. That's going to go up in flames soon. Just how the truth that came out after all that scandal about Diddy came out, and how what is that the Potter House pastor was found in those files of being at the Diddy parties, and he was saying that he got swallowed up. Basically, he basically, I forgot the pastor's name. TD Jakes, yeah. TD Jakes, there you go. Right? All that debauchery is being uncovered. It's being uncovered. And it's plain to see that the truth is not in these Christian and Catholic churches. And they're nothing but houses of filth and unalivement, because they're taking kids' innocence in these Catholic churches. They're taking these kids' innocence and basically destroying their lives. It's plain to see that the future of our people are not in these these religious establishments. That's not where it's at. And if you want to be a true watchman for your people, to overlook the safety and the betterment and the future of our people as a whole, you can only learn to do that here in the ISUPK. Because you're not going to learn to do that in the Christian and Catholic churches, being the Knights of Columbus. You're not going to learn how to do that in the Brown Berets or the Black Panthers. You're not going to learn to do that, because the Lord is not with that. But the Lord is here. It's plain to see, because everything that we've been saying since the 60s is coming to fruition. Salakia, where you at? Are you still on 10? What verse are you on?
No, I was in verse 8.
Verse 8.
And
okay, now go ahead and skip to 9.
Verse 9. And Hatch came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Again,
go ahead.
Again, Esther spake unto Hatch and gave him comfort unto Mordecai. Oh, Salakia. And gave him commandment unto Mordecai. All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his, there is one law of his to put him to death, except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live. But I have not been called to come in unto the king these 30 days.
So she basically can't go see the king unless she is called for, right? It's like a statute that they have. You know what I mean? She can't just go up to the king, but Mordecai wants her to do it, so she can basically plead for her people. Let's see what happens. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And they told to Mordecai Esther's words. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house.
Right. Well, hold up. Think not with thyself, right? So just don't think of yourself. That's what he told her. Read that again.
Verse 11. No, Salakia.
13.
Verse 13. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house.
Think not with thyself, which means don't just think of yourself that, you can just escape all this just because you're the queen. Don't just be selfish and think of yourself. Go ahead.
So like it. Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews.
More than all the Jews. Don't think that you're just going to be saved, over all your people. Don't think that. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thy verse 14. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
Right. So, it was, he was basically saying that think not of just yourself, right? Because, salvation will come from another place and save all the people, and then you'll be destroyed. Just like how people just want to take care of themselves, right? Nowadays, and all of a sudden, you know, that basically karma, right, will come back to you. Can't just be selfish. Can't just be selfish, because if you're being selfish, you're going to see destruction just upon that's going to come upon your own head. You can't be just looking out after your four walls around you. You have to put your brother above yourself, your whole people as a whole above yourself. You can't just be concerned of, your skin. That's what's hurting our people, because we're not seeing our people being as united as we should be, right? Like, take for instance these Latinos for Trump, right? They don't see our people as being the same. Like, oh no, they're illegals. They should have came over here legally. When they argue, the people that you're trying to suck up to hate you just as much as they hate them. But you think it's just because of a legal status, right? No. Yeah, it's that mindset is crazy to me. How they think that they're different just because they're born north of the Rio Bravo, right? Just because they're born north of the Rio Grande, they think they're different. When they don't see you different. These gringos, they don't see you different. The white man, the devil, doesn't see you different. But it's that mindset is just crazy to me. I don't know why. No, I know why. It's Stockholm syndrome. It's Stockholm syndrome. That's what it is. They have developed this affinity towards our oppressor.
It made us lose sense of
Self. It made us lose. Yeah, it's
like we used to be.
Yeah.
All one.
Now it's separated. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, we too wild. It's basically, Stockholm syndrome, to where you develop a fascination of our oppressor, thinking that they're above us. That's what it is. And it's some type of another disorder where you don't think that you're worth anything, because that's what they push down our throats, right? That we're nothing but wetbacks and spics and niggas, right? That we won't succeed in this wicked nation unless we, tighten up our speech and we dress a certain way and we shave our beard and dye our hair blonde and wear green and blue contacts to diminish ourselves, right? Just so we can fit in. It's crazy to me, man. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. How can you hate yourself so much?
Well, they've done it, brother, because even my dad.
Go ahead, speaking to the mic.
Well, I was saying they did it because one of the things that my dad told me yesterday, right? I was telling him everything that was going on, right? And then I go, man, come to the feast, right?
Right.
And everything that was going on over there on that side, right? And you know what he said? He said, like, what is it gonna matter if only I go? Like, he didn't even see his presence being him, like here, like valuable. Like I am just one guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, is that what you're trying to get at? Because that's what I'm understanding, brother. And it does matter. You know what I mean? If we get one extra person to come and, you know, come back to the law, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It
they
does
think
matter
they think it's like, you know what? Like it's not important, or it's not gonna be of anything, you know, of that great of an impact.
Because it is important, because we're looking out for our people as a whole and not just ourselves. Because we're here. I'm not saying that we're going to be saved, right? Not that we have to endure to the end. But you know, some people might have the mentality is like this, right? Oh, I'm with the Lord because I'm with the ISUPK, so I'm good. I'm good. I don't have to have, you know, anybody else here. I'm good. Me and my family are here. I'm good. It's not like that. We don't think that way. We don't think that way. Yeah. We here in the ICBK wish for all our people to come in. Know what I mean? We're not just looking after our own four walls and after our own skin. Because you know, we read the scriptures and we take an example of our brother, you know, Mordecai and our sister Esther. That's why we celebrate, you know, the Feast of Purim. That's why we honor them, because they're examples on how to be. You know, I mean, we don't look out, you know, as basically watchmen and protectors of our people to be examples as, you know, like Martin Luther King Jr., right? To everybody, Martin Luther King Jr. was a great leader, right, for the civil rights movement. But, you know, having 2020 vision, right, you can see, like hindsight, you can see that basically he was looking out for his own agenda, because he had an admiration for white women, and that's why he wanted integration. He's basically just looking after his filthy lusts. That's what it was. And then his conscience got to him at the end, to where he's like, oh, I fear that I have integrated my people into a burning house. When he was just looking after his own lust of the flesh, his own fleshly lusts, right? When, just like our brother Mordecai, he could have just got that decree and found out, like, oh, they're trying to kill Jews. I better get out of here because I'm a Jew. I better get out of here. No, he went to where they had signed the decree and plotted out on how to save his people as a whole, and not just himself. Right? That's our example. That's how we should actually view the situation around us. How are we going to get out of this wicked situation, this wicked oppression that's on our people today? Well, we have to put our people above ourselves. We have to put the needs of, you know, our brothers above our needs. We have to stop being so selfish. Brotherhood is a weapon. We have to look over our own as a whole, and not just the four walls around us. We can't. If you aspire to be any type of leader of amongst, you know, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you can't just be concerned about the walls around you. You can't be concerned about your own skin. No, you have to look at your people as a whole, as the whole entire flock. Let's go ahead with the scripture. Or well, you had a point? No? Okay.
I was just saying that about how, every person matters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not just yourself. Like if you're
Or speaking to the mic.
No, I was just making that point that my dad made me think of yesterday, because he's like, what is one more person gonna matter? Like, you know what I'm saying? To me, it was like, no, you do matter, bro. Don't.
Right.
Because that's what they have, that point that you had made. I'm just recapping from what I'm living to the point that you had made, that they have made us believe into that, we don't matter. We don't,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, that's a ploy that's been shoved down our neck by the oppressor.
It's to keep us separated.
To keep us separated.
That's to keep us separated.
Yeah.
No, one by one, we're gonna start mattering.
Yeah. Like, we have to put our people above our own selfish needs, right? Above our own admirations. Like, some people still try to make a name for themselves in this wicked kingdom when everything is crumbling around you. We have to figure out on how to save our people as a whole. Put the future of our people above our future. And that's the only way the future of our people is going to come about. It's not going to just be, each one just look after themselves. No. It's going to come time pretty soon that we're going to have to band together, because World War III is basically here. It's basically here. Right? And things are only going to get even more hairier. Right now, we're just seeing the effects at the gas pump. Wait until the shipping ports are being blocked, right? And you're not going to get, Walmart's not going to get everything that it's getting from China, because there's going to be, blockades blocking all them ships, because, all these military operations are going to go down. There's going to be blockades because they're bombing cargo ships. It's already started in the Strait of I'm sorry? What you mean?
There was a drone, and they intercepted a drone here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're going to see a lot more than that. A lot more cases, just like what happened in Austin the other night. And then they suspect that there's sleeper cells, of these radical Islamic, radical Islamic sleeper cells, right? You're going to see, things are going to come out of the woodworks. It's going to get crazy. But it's time for us to come together, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Because we're the most hated in the world. It's plain to see that we are basically viewed as a pestilence everywhere. And then just something just to prey on, to gain off of. That's what the whole Feast of Purim was. It was named after Pur, which is basically like dice, on casting lots on our lives. And that's just basically what they do. Gambling. Yeah, casting lots. Gambling with our lives. Right. Yeah, pur. It comes from pur, which is the dice casting lots. And that's what they do. That's what they do with our lives. I mean, I would not be surprised if, you know, if on these files that are coming out on the Epstein list, that they were casting lots for the lives of the children that they were eating. You know what I mean? Who would get the first bite or whatever? Yeah.
Auctioning them is gambling.
Exactly.
Auctioning them is gambling.
Yeah, auctioning off
I'm
the.
pretty sure they were auctioning.
It's crazy, man.
Because that one cartel dude, he's all over.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
I've been watching him, and I heard that they already killed him.
Yeah, man, it's crazy that.
Just like that, he only lasted like a week.
Yeah, hold your peace real quick. It's crazy that all this is coming out about the wickedness of this wicked government, and we're gonna still run to them for help when they hate us. It's widely known, right? And if you don't know it yet, it's because you're sleeping underneath the rock. But it's plainly known that they hate us, and that they're basically, like I said, casting lots for our lives. That's what they're doing. When you read the story of Purim, that's what's happening now. There's an ethnic cleansing going on, and they're hunting us. It's time for us to be stopped. It's time for us to stop being so selfish. Stop being so selfish and looking after our own skin. It's time for us to come together for the brotherhood, for our people's sake, for the sake of Raza, and not just your four walls around you, not just your family, but your people as a whole. To look at your people as your whole family. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And not just, your mom, your dad, and your children. But be concerned about our whole race, which is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We need to stop looking at each other as different. It's like, oh, that's just happening to the Hispanics. You know what I mean? Like how some of these blacks say that it's time for them just to step back because ICE is only going after them. Well, ICE is going after blacks too. Yeah. No. They say that we don't, that why should we stand up for the Hispanics? Because the Hispanics didn't stand up for us when the runaway slave trade, the runaway railroad, what was it called? The Underground Railroad. A lot of the slaves ran to Mexico because Mexico was giving them a safe haven. The whole Battle of the Alamo was over the freedom of blacks because Mexico didn't want the Anglo invaders here to keep their slaves, because they were trying to keep their slaves when slavery was, basically outlawed in Mexico at the time. Right. Well, I think Harriet Tubman led them up north, but a lot of them were coming to Mexico down south, and Mexico was giving them a safe haven. And that's why they went to war with the Anglos. They went to war with the Mexican government. We did riot together. Yeah. Yeah. Right. The civil rights movement. Yeah. Yeah, but that it didn't really. Yeah. Right. And it's time for us to come together again. but under the truth, because it's imperative that we come under the truth, because if we try to go that way again, just to save our skin, to be a part of this wicked nation, you know what I mean, just to assimilate ourselves, just like how in the 60s we rioted, right, just to have civil rights here in this wicked nation. Right, exactly. That's why we rioted, like the Brown Berets with the Black Panthers. They rioted together, right? They came together. But we have to come together underneath the truth, because this wicked nation is falling. And the only way we can be saved out of the ashes of this kingdom is if we come in truth. And that's our power, the Most High, right? We can't escape this destruction that's coming without the Most High. Can't do it. And that's why that way with the Black Berets and the Black Panthers and the Brown Berets, it's not going to help us. It's not the answer. The answer is Christ. And you can only find that way in the home of the truth, the ISUPK. You can't find that in the recruitments of the Brown Berets and the Black Berets. You can't find that. That's not where the truth is. Okay, where you at? Are you in Esther 6? Esther 4? Or okay, go ahead. I want you to go down to 16.
I was in 14 and 15.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, finish 15.
Then, Salakit. Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer: go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish.
See, she wasn't just looking after her own skin, right? She risked her life to go and plead for her people before the king. She defied the law. She defied the law, which is, punishable by death. Punishable by death. She risked her own life, risked her own head for her people. This is the example of what of how our sisters should be, of how we should be. We shouldn't just be concerned about our own life. In the times to come, a lot of us are going to be concerned just about our own life, about our own four walls around us. No, we got to come together if we want to survive. We have to look after our people as a whole and not just our own skin. That's why the title of the class is Put Your People First. Put our people first. That's how we're going to survive. Okay, jot that for my last scripture. Let's go to Philippians chapter 2 and start at verse 3.
Verse 3?
Right. Hold on, let me get there with you. Philippians chapter 2, verse 3.
The book of Philippians, chapter 2, verse 3. Let nothing be done through strife, nor vainglory.
So through strife, through struggle, right? Or vainglory. Like if you're trying to just save yourself, or you're trying to make a name for yourself, vainglory. Go ahead.
But in lowliness of mind, Salakia, Salakia, but in loneliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves.
Right. And lowliness of mind, let each esteem other than themselves. Right. We have to stop being so selfish and thinking that we're better than somebody. Just like how the Latinos for Trump, they think they're better than they're paisanos that come from the border, right? Oh, you didn't come in the right way. You're an illegal. You're a wetback. You deserve to be taken by ICE, right? They esteem themselves better than their brother. They don't view themselves as being the same. When how did your grandpa come here? How did your grandma get here? You know what I mean? How did your forefathers get here? I mean, some of us did come like were Salakia. Let me rephrase that. Some of us were, our bloodline did come from, being here in Texas and California and stuff like that. But majority of us, our grandparents came from Mexico. And some of them even came illegally. But now we view ourselves as better than these mujaos, right? As what they would say. But read from the top again.
Verse 3. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in loneliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves.
Right. Put your brother first. Put your brother first. Put your people first. Esteem your brother as better than yourself. Stop being so selfish. Look out for your brother. Look out for the future of your people, not just yourself. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others.
Right. Don't just look out for, the future of yourself. Like, oh, am I going to have provisions to last me 2 weeks? Am I going to have provisions for my family to only last me 2 weeks? Or how about, hey, your neighbors around you, like, hey, y'all got food? Hey man, let's start storing up together. You know what I mean? Let's start storing up together so we can have provisions, and maybe if somebody needs help, we can have provisions for them too. Let's have that mindset of having, but every man also on the things of others. It's that time. It is. It's that time now to where we have to start thinking of others and not just ourselves. Because times are getting tight. It's going to get tight real fast. The way things are escalating, you think high gas prices are going to be, a burden on you. Just wait until you go into the store and you can't find toilet paper. Yeah, just like in COVID, right? Remember COVID happened and you couldn't find toilet paper?
Just like that.
I was about to say, you know how here in San Antonio, when what did they just say? They said for this past little 3 weeks of 2 weeks of winter.
Yeah.
What were they saying? Hey man, y'all gotta stock up on water and everything.
Right.
Just for that.
Just for
people went
that
crazy.
freeze that came.
That
right?
little 3 weeks of freeze came.
Yeah.
Everybody panicked. Now imagine when the bomb drops.
Yeah, just imagine when how all this is happening in Venezuela, right? And the troops they went down into Venezuela to kidnap Maduro. You know, just think, right? Of the vegetables that we get from Mexico, right? And all the cartels are at war with the Mexican government. They're already sending special forces into Mexico to train, right? Wait until they close that border. They're going to close that border pretty soon. Well, it's about, yeah, where the flights in El Paso were shut down too, right?
They shut everything down for the sanctions or something.
Yeah. It's going to get worse.
That's what I'm saying. And that wasn't because of some war or something. Imagine when it's because of some beauty.
Yeah, war is all around us, but we're concerned about spring break. War is all around us. The spirit of death has been poured out on the earth. You know what I mean? All around us, the seals, like it says in Revelations, are broken. Spirit of death and famine have been poured on the earth. But we're only considering what to do on spring break. If we should go to, the beach at South Padre, go to Schlitterbahn. How about saving a can of beans? You know what I mean? How about saving some noodles or some water? Because pretty soon it's going to get real hairy. They're going to close that border, right? And you're not going to see avocados in the stores no more. You're not going to see onions. You're not going to see. Yeah, man. You're not going to see all the produce in the stores. You know what I mean? They're going to limit the amount of chicken you can get. You can only get one bag of chicken per family. Man, it's going to get real tight. It's going to get real tight. It's time for us to come together and stop just worrying about, me, myself, and I. That mindset is only here in the ISUPK. You're not going to see that mindset anywhere else. You're not.
They really do, regardless of how stubborn I am. You gotta help me out a lot.
Yeah, because that mindset of putting your brother above you, that's the mindset of brotherhood.
Forgive me a lot too.
That's the mindset of brotherhood, and you can only learn that here in the ISBK. You're not going to learn that in the Christian church. No, give Commanding General Johanna a hand. Give Commanding General Johanna a hand because without him, that spirit of true brotherhood wouldn't have been passed down to us. Because we learned that from the men above us. Right. Literally. Right. But you're not going to learn that in the Christian church, because their idea of brotherhood is to turn to the neighbor beside you and shake their hand and put money in that little bowl that they pass around, that little plate that they pass around. And that's the idea of brotherhood. No. Here, if you need a place to stay and you're homeless, we literally will take the shirt off of our back and give it to you and give you somewhere to sleep. Don't know you from a can of paint, but you're here to serve the Lord, just like I'm here to serve the Lord. Let's do it together. Right. Let's do it together. And with that, I pass the class over to young man Jose.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10 means 10th in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to treasury department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for priest, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. And the next feast day or a holy convocation is Passover, which is the 14th day of the first month, which will fall on a Saturday, April 12th, 2025. And it's found on Exodus 12, verse 1-51, Leviticus 23, 4-5, 1 Corinthians 5, 7-8, and 2 Corinthians 30, verse 17. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or a scarf. And now, salute to the brothers.
Men of Israel, Amijam.
Men of Israel, Amijam, which means to stand. Amijam Shabbat. Amijam. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barakatah.
Yajmatah.
Sar.
Face the sisters.
We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters.
One courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel. Amayim Shabbat. Amayim. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. Oh, Salakia. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Salakia. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Salakia, man, I don't know.
Man, I know. Salakia, brother.
Man, you made me have a brain fart.
Oh, come on, man.
Yahweh Shamar Latah Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shamar Alatah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yajmatah. Class dismissed. Work on that one. Work on it.
Call my can't bleed and request me. Just call my can't bleed and request me. Just call my can't bleed and request me. Call my can't bleed and request me. Just call my.
From a spark to a flame, it burns bright, like the feeling.
Shalom, Yahweh Shema Alita B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. So, news just in, Costly Array will be the official corsage vendor for the Lord's 57th annual Passover this year and hopefully to continue in the future. So I thought I would show you mine. I've got mine on the gold setting with the red rose. Obviously, the red rose is for married sisters, and this is to let everybody in the room know that you are very much off limits. They also come in the white rose like this, and then there's a few other variations of the red rose. And yeah, I also got mine a little bit customized. I added a K for my husband's initial, but I absolutely love this piece. Like, I wear this piece when it's not the Passover. Like, So yeah, I love this down. Obviously, if you want custom orders, if you want to add initials or anything extra like that, you will need to get your order in early. I'm talking like today early. But yeah, see you guys at the Lord's 57th annual Passover. Shalom.
I'm a spark to a flame, it burns bright. Like the feeling when you finally got my name right. Like a star in the dark, you provide light. Yeah, this could turn into something if we align right. I see you trying to change your life cause you want better. What I'm convinced in 6 months better is together. A story written for the ages, so in this short time, let's be open books. Explore pages like, are you down through all the changes? Jah finds out I'm an Israelite. I lose weight.